All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you some honest astrology, your daily horoscope for January 14th, 2020. All right, what is going on? We had this big Saturn-Pluto conjunction, right? Now Mercury has moved ahead. The sun is up to 23 degrees. Saturn has now moved on to 23 degrees. So at 22 degrees, we have this feeling of being, rewarded for our bravery, right? Rewarded for sticking through everything, rewarded. Pluto's still hanging out there for a little while. Pluto's at 22 degrees, 50 space minutes, right? Check it out. So Pluto's still there at 22 degrees. We're still being rewarded. And now what are we being rewarded for? This 23rd degree here, Saturn septile to Neptune, okay? This is really, really cool. Also, there's a, Venus septile to Jupiter and Venus sextile to Uranus. We'll get there in just a second. Because all of these, again, and obviously there's a bit of a opposition going on here with the moon and Neptune, as well as the moon is going to trine to Saturn, to Pluto, to the sun, and to Mercury, okay? So a lot of Earth stuff going on. But really these two septiles, to the the water and earth. So the 23rd degree 23rd degree is about transcendence, personal transcendence, group transcendence, societal transcendence, and recognizing that all three of these, and being committed to transcending what is, which is very powerful, as it's just like forward thinking, like the sign of Aquarius, but this is a practical way of commitment and bringing things into fruition, okay, bringing things into the physical world. That's what Capricorn's all about. We're bringing this into the, this physical life, okay? So Neptune in Pisces, again, a beautiful aspect, takes 176 years to go around the sun. So this will be the only time we're ever going to experience Neptune in Pisces. So this is the only time we're ever going to experience Neptune creating a septile to Saturn, both in their home signs, okay? This is otherworldly energy, and that's truth. That's what a septile is. It's otherworldly energy, okay? So on the Saturn side, we have transcendence, okay? Beyond the physical, all right? Now, Neptune is that transcendence beyond the physical, which is really, really exciting, right? It's like our spiritual connection, our connection with our higher source, our connection with our creativity, the connection with, it's like, the wave and particle debate, Albert Einstein, it's just like if you're looking for waves, you're finding waves. If you're looking for particles, you find particles. And in this particular case, it's just like we come to the understanding, the aha, the eureka, that it's indeed the world is what you see. If you're looking for the bad, you find the bad. If you're looking for the good, you find the good. If you're looking for an out, you're going to find an out. Okay, and that's what this is all about. There's about a door opening up and us finding an out. Maybe this is how things are here. It's like we're trapped in an escape room, and the escape room itself is the society and government that we've created over the past 2,000 years, right? Okay, in the age of Pisces. Well, we're no longer in the age of Pisces, we're in the age of Aquarius. So that we're at the birthing, we're at the birthing stage of the age of Aquarius. Okay, it's the precession of the equinox, if you want to check that out. So we're at the birthing of the age of Aquarius. So like this old stuff must come to an end. We must be committed to transcending beyond where we're at right now. We must be committed to creating a spiritual connection of understanding my physical body, my emotional body, my creative body, right? The knowledge that together we can all move mountains. Literally, we literally can. I don't know how they made the, Machu Picchu in Peru. That's some other, have you ever seen those, like on a side note, like those stones, because that's like an old saying, when you realize how to connect, your will, your mind with your heart, you can say move mountain, move, and it will. And it's just like, how in the world did they make this Machu Picchu stuff? Because it's like, looks like, these stones just turned to marshmallow and molded on top of each other. It's quite amazing, Well, now we have technology, we're in the technological, the technological revolution, the digital revolution of the age of Aquarius. So we have the technology to do this as a group together. It's like we can make a road right through there, make this easier for us to transport, get from one side to another. Anyway, so this is being committed, setting our minds to connecting with a deeper sense of our spirituality, and finding the right people as well, our soul tribe, our connections that are going to help us do that along the way. So this is a very powerful connection that's going to be happening until February 22nd, I do believe, maybe 21st. So this is going to be happening for a long time. Now, Venus sextile, okay? So the septile, otherworldly energy, okay? That's fate, all right? It's destiny. This is destined to happen. We chose this lifetime to be the ones to create this great change in our government, in our society, as individuals, okay? Give yourselves a round of applause, for choosing to come here and this beautiful time to be alive. Now, over to the love side of things. Venus, the loving, sweet Venus in Pisces, her favorite place to be, exalted in the zodiac in Pisces. Because, again, no one can limit your dreams. No one can limit your creativity, your imagination. It's like, how do we bring that into the practical physical world is another thing. That's the connection between Pisces and Capricorn and Neptune and Saturn right now, is how are we bringing our dreams and imaginations, our creativity, into the physical world? How are we producing what we feel and see inside? Are we producing the relationship that we feel in our hearts into this physical? Are we becoming the magnet, right? Because this is a sextile now over here to Uranus, becoming the magnet and having a breakthrough kind of a relationship or whatever we're trying to desire in our lives. If that's a personal relationship, a love, romantic relationship, if that's, a personal relationship with ourselves, a better relationship with ourselves, so that, we find our worth, our self-love, our own beauty, accepting rejection or accepting when this door closes, it's supposed to be on that end or whatever, So this is like a breakthrough. Again, this is like the hose coming unpinched, okay? And that's going to happen over the next 2 days. All right, so it's going to be 14th and on the 15th. This connection is going to happen. It's going to be exact on the 15th, but it's starting right now. Okay, so very exciting. Again, Uranus is that breakthrough planet of aha, great awakenings. All right, and we've been able to see the effects of Uranus in the sign of Taurus already. Over in the Philippines, Vietnam. Forgive me, Vietnam. Volcanoes have been going off, you know what I mean? Earthquakes are happening globally. Salt, these fault lines are shifting, so we're going to see this a lot over the next 6 years or so. Earth is changing. Earth is moving, it's just like the river. You go down it the next year, it's a little different every time, The water, the emotional water, creates shifts on the Earth. Okay, so we've got emotional water in Pisces creating shifts over here on the Earth side of things, the tradition side of things, yeah? So there's a little bit of a breakthrough going on there with that. Let's come back to the chart here. Now here, this is our emotional need. This is about giving back to society. This is about doing something. This is about, Virgo the Virgin. Virgin says yes or no. That's what it really originally means, is to not be owned. Virgo is unowned by someone. And the bread, house of bread, that means this was harvest time. So this is the time of year that all the work that we did when the sun came up and crossed the equinox and moved through these signs, how much work did we do? Because now we start to gain that work. We harvest our crops, and then we, begin to share them with other people. Then we enter wintertime, becomes scarcity, and then spring starts all over again. So harvest time, what work are we putting in that's going to harvest great rewards during this winter, during this epic great change, right? And it's just like, this also deals with addiction, especially opposing Neptune here in Pisces. Is there something that we need to let go of that just no longer serves us? Is there a certain lifestyle choice? Is there a certain thing that's happening on? Is it a personality trait? Right? What's going on over here that our emotional moon needs to rid ourselves from, to harvest our crops fully, or to bring our, to water our crops, water ourselves, to give ourselves the time, the attention that we need as an individual. Maybe it's shifting something, could be physically, could be emotionally, could be addiction. You know what I mean? Any of these kinds of things, if it resonates with you, it's just what's being highlighted right now, right? So then we've got the trine, the moon trine to everything in Capricorn right now, right? So the trine is easy flow of earth sign to earth sign, all right? So we're going to have, because now everything's past Pluto. Pluto's been kind of leading the way for a very long time. Pluto's been up there since 2008 in Capricorn, all right? Saturn entered Capricorn in 2017 in December, I do believe, December 2017. So it's like finally Saturn passed Pluto, right? So it's just like, you know, the Lord of Karma, you know, in his own house, you know, cleaning up and getting things done. Very comfortable in his own environment, and just dealt with this great shift as like an even greater force than Saturn is in its house, saying like, you know, it's just like if you're home and your pipes burst and you get a contractor to come in and say, well, it's this, this, or this. Or I don't know, maybe pipes bursting is not the best analogy for this particular, you know, but either way, it's just like, this is your home, you know, and something that you know, this is your environment, your home territory. And now you have this outside force who is a greater jurisdiction than you, than your law, you know, is coming in here and disrupting things, and it's kind of uncomfortable, okay? You know, so then our emotional moon says, it's like, we need this though, you know, we need this greater force, this greater energy to disrupt us, to shake us a little bit, to let us know that we've been too stubborn or stingy or controlling, you know, those Capricorn kind of features. Then the moon's going to trine Saturn, same kind of thing, you know, we're getting that kind of feel like, what do we need? Let's make it real. Then we're going to trine to the sun. What do we need? Let's shine our light on it. Let's perfect it. Let's take our own hero strength, our own hero and leadership roles, and say yes to whatever it is that we need to do, and then stick to it. You know, we got to stick to it. Here's a funny thing. I'm going to bring this up as how we wrap up this video today. You know, because it's a little bit about letting go. There's a little about letting go, a little bit about surrendering when we're dealing with the moon opposite Neptune and the moon in Virgo connecting to these trines. You know, what do we need to let go of to turn our coal into a diamond? Now here's a really interesting odd thing that popped in my head. All right, so there's an amputee that's lost their hand. Okay, very sad, for whatever reason it is. There's this new technology, again, Age of Aquarius, new technology, digital revolution, that they can hook these diodes or little sensors up to the hand, up to the arm. And sometimes these individuals have an immense amount of pain in that limb that was, you know, is no longer there. All right, there's a good point to this, trust me. So after they hook these diodes up, or these sensors or whatever it is, and they can actually, because of the muscles, how the muscles contract, they can see what position their hand or their foot, leg, whatever was in on a screen in front of them. And by taking the time, it's almost meditative, okay? So meditation is really beautiful right now. Again, how are we going to meditate? We want to see a vision of our own lives come into fruition. We're bringing this into fruition. So taking the time for ourselves is very important. So in like an almost meditative state, they're looking at this screen and they're noticing that their hand, which is no longer there, has been in this like clenched fist. Okay? And it's just like, well, no wonder. If you were to clench your fist for a day straight, or 3 days, or 3 weeks, or 3 years, or 30 years, that's going to create an immense, you know, amount of stress and strain on that limb. Okay. Now we're referring to this in our emotional body. Okay, that's how I'm comparing and relating this to our physical body as well. So anyway, so by able to seeing what's happening on the screen, and with this meditative kind of a way of working into the brain, although the hand is not there, since they're able to see that their you know, fist is clenched, they're able to release and open up. Okay. And then the pain is alleviated. This is a really cool study. Please check it out. It's really, really pretty neat. You know, it's tearjerker, powerful kind of thing. So what way do we need to sit and reflect on our own, you know, without the technology though? You know, that's why meditation is important. What ways do we need to reflect on our lives that's going on right now that we need to let go of something that maybe we didn't even realize we were holding on to? That's the power of Uranus, you know, because Venus is over there saying, this is what I want. This is what I desire. I desire this beauty, this abundance, this, Pisces is about expansion, this spiritual bliss, this beautiful relationship, this, dream job, whatever it is, it's just like, hey, we can break through and we can have this, So sitting with ourselves during this time and taking a good look at our reflection is really important. All right. And that's going to happen again over the next 2 days. But I would say that's going to happen over the next month and a half is with this transcendent energy happening between Saturn and Neptune. Okay. It's a big day. It's a big week, my friends. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you to the new friends that have just joined the channel. Appreciate you so much. I love you. I wish you enough, and we'll see you tomorrow.